Honored to have Jessica Hebert. We're going to start by just going ahead and having her share a little bit of her story with us. Jessica, would you mind telling us how you got involved?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for doing these. This is going to be fun to watch all the leaders' stories and share them with the teams. I got started in September of 2011. I was a stay-at-home mom, and Ryan, I was doing actually indoor air quality testing. I grew up in that industry of indoor air quality. My it was a family business, but I was so passionate about health and wellness. I decided finally to try it after having my second son, and I signed up. I actually sat on the business for 5 months, but I was using the products religiously. So from September to March of 2012, I was a product of the product, and people would ask me what I was doing, and I would completely forget to tell them about the wraps. And my girlfriend would always call me and like say, Jess, so you're getting comments and likes on Facebook. Did you tell them how you're losing weight? I'm like, oh, I forgot. It just wasn't time yet. And finally, in March of 2012, my first loyal customer, my sister Veronica, we were using the products together. She decided that she was going to post her pictures on Facebook, and we all did our before and after pictures together. And when she did that, it was complete chaos. I mean, it was, introducing a new product to the markets, excitement of the wrap, all that fun stuff. And she decided to become a distributor, and we ran with the company. So in 5 weeks after posting those pictures on Facebook, I went diamond at 9 a.m. and double diamond at 9 p.m. the same day in 5 weeks. And then I promoted to triple that September. A year later, I promoted to Prez, and I have been at Presidential Diamond for 2 years now.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I mean, when you really have the momentum of this company with you, it's amazing what can happen.
Absolutely. So how did you actually get introduced to It Works?
My friend Jane Strassel and I met in Texas. We were both branch managers for Wachovia Bank. I don't know if you remember what.
Yeah, my mom used to work for them.
Yeah, I was a branch manager for the bank, and she was a branch manager at another location. And we met, and it was just an instant connection. We became awesome don't We're still really good friends to this day. I just spent the day with her yesterday. It's like she's a girlfriend that like you don't see in forever. When you're back together, it's like awesome. You never were apart. Right. So in banking, we had to meet these sales quotas and do all this kind of stuff. And she always told me, Jess, if you found the right network marketing company, you'd go amazing. You do amazing. You take it to the top. And I was thinking, that's just not for me. And she had done network marketing before and had the experience. She had got the cars in other companies. So it was always in her, and she always saw it in me. She was a friend that always believed in me, that believed I could do it. And she got me into 2 other network marketing companies. So I joined one, and, I love the product, went to a lot of their events, I learned a lot. I didn't make any money, and then got into another one. And I just had my first son, Royce, and I really wasn't, interested in building a business at the time. And since 2009, she told me about this company. So for 2 years, I told her no. I said, Jane, I cannot sign up. My husband will kill me if I sign up for another one of those companies. And she understood, and she knew it was in my time. And then finally, I was driving to New Orleans to go celebrate my 30th birthday. And I picked up the phone, and I just knew it was time. And I said, send me everything, including the T-shirt.
I love it. So, we hear so much, especially from John Eric, that this is a relationship business, that it's all about building relationships. So I love that a relationship that you had before It Works is what brought you into this. And that, as we are as distributors, that we have that passion for sharing it with people who we know would be successful in this industry. Yeah. You have to wait for their timing. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's really interesting in network marketing. You get started, and a lot of people reach out to the people they know. So they call their family and their friends and ask them if they want to try the product, or reach out to people they may know and ask them to join them in the business. But the problem with a lot of people in network marketing is once that cold market or that warm market runs out, a lot of people fizzle out and die because they don't know how to
build a business.
Right. They don't know how to tap into a cold market. So what is something that you did when you ran out of your warm market?
Went and found strangers. I went to talk to people. My, growing up in my dad's business, my dad has a family business in New Orleans that's been there for 40 years. And he does not advertise. It's all word of mouth. He does a good job. People get great results. They're happy with his service, and he gets referrals. So I believe that's just the way I've always worked my business. If you're happy with the products, I love referrals. So that's something that you want to make sure that you're always asking for, because people don't think about it. They love a product and they forget to share it. I had that moment. I remember I woke up and looked at my computer, and it was after that quick momentum run. You have, when you build that fast, it's awesome and exciting, but you do go through your warm market pretty fast. So if you're not prepared to go out and build a business, you'll come to a stop. And the way I personally like to build my business is meeting people. I personally like to go out and blitz. Now that is my thing. I like to go out with a box of wraps, blitz cards, and my phone with before and after pictures. And I'll just pick a little strip mall or pick a spot, and then I'll just go in and out every store, introducing myself. Hi, my name is Jessica Hebert. I'm introducing a new product to the market. Have you heard of that crazy wrap thing? And I always carry WOW with me now because it's a phenomenal product, and I get results immediately. I can sign them up on my cell phone. So for me, I'm a relationship person. I built my whole business like that. And, just like Pam said on the Show Me the Money call the other night, find what really works for you. Oh, that was our team call with Mel. Find what you love and work in it. And, we feel pressure to build our business like other people are doing. And what I found over the last 4 years, you'll listen to a call and take pieces from that leader and try to build your business that way. And you'll find if it's not for you, you won't go forward. So always stick with what you're comfortable in. And, that's something and I believe in getting out of your comfort zone. But when it comes to building your business and connecting with people, you're staying in your God-given gifts. And I believe that's just different. If you are good at connecting with people online or, however it is, I believe that we're all gifted differently to build our business. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And you'll know in your heart what's right because it'll work.
Mm-hmm. Now, what would a tip be once you have that contact information? Because that's one thing that we really encourage, that if you do go and blitz, make sure you get their contact information. What's something that you do? What's a strategy that you use when you have that new contact information?
We'll definitely have one place to put it. So I have my journal. I like to keep all my contacts together. Make sure you're putting it in one place. You don't have 100 Post-it notes all over the place. So while you're out prospecting, if you're, I like to keep a how to wrap video in my phone. So while I'm blitzing someone, I send them the quick video. That way I'm able to follow up. And by doing that, I have their information. And it's an easier way of communicating. Then you can send it follow up. Are you ready to wrap? Or however your conversation was, and then always add it to when you get home. Download it to something else that's you're going to have for a while. That's awesome. So finding something that works for you, kind of a not a strategy, but a system that works for you.
Yes. Of how, and everybody's different, and I've heard several different things, but find out whatever works for you and how you keep up with them and how you follow up. But obviously follow up is key with that. But I love that you keep it all in one place and that you have a system for every single time you have a new contact. Yeah. I think I'm going to add to that real quick, Renee, really quick. I think 2 important things you should have in your business is, your journal where you're journaling, you're writing out your dreams, goals, your follow-up, your contacts, and then your day planner. And, what I'll do when I sign up a little customer is set those dates in there when we're scheduling parties and all that kind of stuff. A day planner is your boss in this business. I love it. And that is something that's unique. And that kind of leads me into my next question is network marketing or owning your own business, period, is different from what most of us grow up doing. which is going and working for someone else and having them tell us how to do business. And that's what's unique about this industry is we tell ourselves what to do. But sometimes it's difficult, especially if we're not experienced, if we've never had this kind of experience, we don't really know what to do. So what is a tip that you have for being successful in network marketing?
I think you have to be willing to learn, and be willing to learn new things, be willing to grow. You know, a lot of what this business is, owning your own business is going to always push you out of your comfort zone. So, you know, making sure that you're setting personal goals for yourself, you're challenging yourself. You know, what are you working towards? Have a vision for your business. And then have an action plan of how you're going to get there. And then I think, you know, an important thing and what It Works does that is awesome is we have so many sideline sisters that we can reach out to and do exactly what we're doing right now. And asking, what are you doing to build your business? What works for you? How are you, you know, finding prospects, whatever it is. And we share those ideas. So if you're willing to make friends in this business and talk to people, a lot of times you'll be able to take a lot of tools for your toolbox and pick what works for you and apply it to your business.
I think that's so powerful, is understanding that everybody works this business differently, and what works for one may not work for another. But I love that. And that's something that's so powerful. I mean, you and I are very distant cross lines. But the fact that I was able to meet you, and then of course on our trip that we had, be able to get to know you better, that has been is so powerful for me to have that connection with you, because now, I mean, I look up and I respect you, and I love how you work your business. So for me, it's powerful to have those other people that you can lean on and say, hey, listen, I need some fresh ideas, or, you know, whatever it may be. How can you help me out today?
Exactly. And, you know, a lot of times I think even though we're in business for ourselves, we're not in business alone. We're in business with a bunch of other women that have the same dreams, visions, and goals. They're ready to inspire you and push you and do anything they can do to help you achieve your dreams, so we can all be successful together. So I love that we can reach out. I mean, it's you make friends. I mean, it's our It Works family now, you know. We have a huge family, but we all are here to support each other.
Absolutely. And I think that, and I don't have a lot of experience with other companies, but I will say that is something that I feel is special about It Works, that we really encourage the one team, one mission mentality and building those relationships, and everyone is willing to help each other.
Absolutely. Yes. They are. Even, you know, if you're, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, there's an event for you to get plugged into, to learn, to get trained. There's group pages. I mean, now that we have social media, everybody's able to come up to, you know, to one place. I love it. I mean, it's a new, network marketing is not what it used to be by any means. It's so much better. It's improved so much over the years, you know?
Absolutely. My experience in it was so completely different 10 years ago than what it is now, because I was involved in another company and it was nothing like the experience that It Works.
Right.
So with network marketing and in this industry, it's a little bit different, because we go into, a lot of us will go into a career field understanding that we have to get an education or training in that field. So we'll either go to college or we'll do some level of training to get experienced. But a lot of people walk into network marketing without that kind of mindset.
Yes.
So there's a lot of different ways that we get an education. Of course, with It Works, we have the training academy, we have the social media training with John Eric, we have the conference calls, we have the corporate events, we have the team events. But one of the things that really was monumental for me in changing my business was reading books, and educating myself by doing that. So I would like to know from you to the people who are watching, what is one book that you would recommend to someone who's just getting started to kind of get into the industry and learn a little bit more about the industry? And then on the flip side of that is a book recommendation that you might have for someone who is maybe hitting a brick wall. They've hit a plateau in their business.
Oh, that's good. Two good
They need
questions.
to push through.
Okay, so you know what's funny? I'm gonna give you books and they're not on network marketing.
Okay.
My go-to books are not in network marketing. The book that changed my life is The Power of Positive Thinking. The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. It was suggested to me years ago before I even thought about getting in It Works, before It Works was in my life. And it changed my thoughts. And once you change your thoughts, you have the power to really create your life. And you have to believe for things. You have to be able to see them. You have to be able to believe in your heart for them. When you're working this business, it's up to you to get out there and make it happen. So you have to have that confidence and know that you can do it. And it all comes back to your thoughts. If you're having those positive thoughts, I can do this. I'm a conqueror. I see this happening for my family. What you're thinking is what's in your heart, and that's what you're going to speak. So I think it starts there.
That's powerful.
And it's funny because, I've coached a lot of women in this business, and when their success of their business really comes down to three things. And one is, where you are in your spiritual life, where you are in your own personal health goals, and where you are with your spouse. I believe that once those things are in a good, well-balanced circle and have good rhythm and they're healthy, you're successful because you're confident, you feel better, you can do it, you have the support, you have faith, you feel good, you have your before and afters. One of the most powerful things we can do in this business is use the products. If you're on the products and you change your thinking, imagine what you can do. Anything's possible, right?
Right.
If you've hit a brick wall, and you don't, I say the same book, both books for that. If you hit a brick wall and your mind's in the wrong place and you're in that funk and you're trying to get out, get that book. It's a great book. And it really centers you. It addresses a lot of stuff it addresses business. It addresses your relationships. It addresses so many things in life, and how you can change those around. And if you're open and willing to change, that's a huge part. You have to be willing to change in this business, because the business is changing, and the company's changing, the industry's changing. So you got to allow yourself to change and evolve. This is not a 9-to-5 structured job. As your team grows, you need to grow. You need to learn. I got a team call this morning, and my girls are doing amazing. They're running on their own. And, my question was, what can I do for you? You guys are rock stars. What am I here for? What do you need from me? So even my team is pushing me to new limits. So we decided as a group to go to a new book. We're going to read that Inspirational Living by John Maxwell. And we're going to break up the chapters. We're going to meet every 2 weeks and go through the book. That helps me with something to talk about. I'm going to be learning and growing. I'm going to be learning from them, because everybody's different perspective is going to take something different from that book, which is really powerful. I'm going to throw this out there, because this is one of the most powerful books you could ever read. And I had this on my team call this morning. No matter what you read, the inspiration is coming from here. So Why not go to the source? It's, I got chill bumps all over, but it is one of my all-time favorite books. It's highlighted, colored, marked on, but when I'm in a funk, I go to this book. When I need leadership, I go to this book. When I need anything, you can Google now scripture on whatever, stories on whatever. You can go to this book and God will guide you. And I that's the way I run my business. He is my business partner, and you can have peace and you can sleep at night. You know that your source of income does not come through this company. It comes from him, and he blesses you with it. And once you release that, there's such freedom in it.
I love that. And for those of you who couldn't tell, that was the Bible. You can tell it's definitely well loved and cared for and walked through, and I love it.
Yes, I actually bought myself that Bible in 2007. I read Norman Vincent Peale, his book. I went to Catholic schools. I was in Catholic service all of my life, and I actually decided that I read the Power of Positive Thinking. They have a lot of scripture in there, and I wanted to know the rest of the story in all those scriptures. Why there has to be more to that one verse. So I went into the bookstore, and I remember standing on the aisle, and I was asking the woman, like, I need to buy a Bible, but I have no idea. There's like a million different type of translations. And the lady said, I have this one, and I love it, and I've had it ever since then. And it is my go-to. When you're stuck, when you need to have a call with somebody that needs encouragement to fill up someone else, you have to fill up yourself. And that's really what this business is about. The products work, they sell themselves. And I think going back to what we said, this is so different. It works is so different. We have a product that people see visible results. Now we just build relationships. We have fun. We encourage them. We inspire them. We push them past their own comfort zones. We tell them the raw truth of what they need to hear sometimes, but it's all with love.
Yeah, and that's so powerful. And what's unique about what we do is that we are our own boss. And it's funny because when you look at corporate America, it is a pyramid. It is a structure where you have somebody ahead of you, above you, who's managing you and telling you what to do and giving you quotas and giving you things that you're supposed to do. And it's very different when we walk into network marketing that all of a sudden that's not there anymore.
Yeah, that structure is gone. The structure, right. Yeah.
That structure of having somebody telling you what to do. And so that is what is unique about people as they, and that leads me into my next question, as they become leaders in this business, you have to definitely break that mindset that you may have had if you were in corporate America of, kind of telling people what to do, going into manager mode. And so one of the things for me is understanding the different personalities on my team and how to be a leader to them and not a manager to them.
Right.
So we talk a lot in It Works about color personalities. We use the Mark Archetta, the red, blue, green, and yellow. Red being the driven, money-focused, go-getter. Sometimes a little bit too much because we're tunnel visioned and we only see that end goal. Blue about having fun and the life of the party and let's just have fun, right? And then you've got the yellow, who to me, it's always like love and kisses and hugs and butterflies. And I just want to help someone.
Right.
And green is the very detail oriented.
Yes.
Where they want all the information and need to know all the ingredients. And we have a place in our company for each of those personality types. But as a leader, it's important for us to not only understand those personality types, but to understand how to be a leader to people of different color personalities than us. And even the same personality, because sometimes, when you're the same personality, especially if you're red, you tend to butt heads. So how, as a leader, do you cater your leadership style to people of different color personalities?
I think, well, that's a good question. Wow. I mean, I can picture them all in my head right now. Which ones want a party? Which ones need research time? I think it's just respecting them in their own environment, respecting them, how they're going to build their business, understanding. If you understand what color personality they are, you know how to support them. Whether, if it's that red personality, they're going to be really, really motivated by team contests and stuff like that. The parties are going to love, the blues are going to love events. So make sure, and you can use those 4 things to really keep your team well-rounded on a monthly basis. But, have those team contests is going to pull your reds out. The blues are going to be the events. Yellows are going to, you know who your yellows are, and they love to help you, which I love. They're posting the team recorded call and helping me set up for events. And, that's how they love. That's how they express love. So, and they're going to be your helpers. And, the greens providing, when we launch a new product, when, events come out, make sure that those resources are available for them to go and, do their own background stuff, the green stuff.
What color personality are you?
Well, it's funny. When I first started this, I was a really high functioning red. And then I was blue, then I was yellow, then green. And as time, I just took the test not too long ago, and my red, blue, and yellow are really balanced. My green still, it's like, 50 and then nothing. So my greens, I'm still working on it because, our goal, our ultimate goal is to have all four of those at the same percent. You want it, that's to be really well-rounded. I'm having trouble with that.
Well-rounded.
But have all four of those there and, strong, because you want to take your time and do the research and reading and, have your facts and all that kind of stuff. But
I agree. And not only having yourself well-rounded, but having your inner circle.
Yes.
Rounded.
Surrounding yourself with those people is so powerful.
Right. It is. And that's one thing that I am working on and that I am learning to work on more is accommodating, especially as a red. Like you, starting out strong red, and that is starting to find more balance now between the different colors. But I can tend to be so focused and so driven that I can tend, especially with yellows. So I love that we focus so much on understanding. It's not necessarily about the color personalities, but understanding that we're all different and we all need to be treated accordingly, Yeah. You may have touched on this already just through the different things that we've talked about, but if you would just leave us with one final tip for finding success in this industry.
One.
You don't have to limit it to one.
I'm trying to think just one. In the industry, and then with It Works, in the industry, you have to do personal growth. You have to constantly be learning and expanding your perspective. With It Works, you have to be charting. If you want to be successful in It Works, you have to chart, and it comes down to the steps of success. If you're not completing those, you'll get discouraged because you're working, and you're not seeing results. And the reason why charting is so important is because every time you promote, you celebrate a success, which builds confidence. And every time you promote again, you build more confidence, and you become a different person. And that personal growth, as long as you're doing personal growth along the way, you'll look back a year, from now and not even recognize yourself.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And that for me was one of the things that I had to do before I could promote. I had to work on me before John Maxwell calls it the law of the lid.
Yes.
I was not at a point where I could be a leader.
Right.
That I wasn't the person that I needed to be in order to lead a team. And so for me, the personal development was something I had to do to get out of that rut, to get to the point where I was in a place where God could use me as a leader.
If leadership is something, and this kind of just goes out to everybody, because I kind of struggled with this in the beginning. There's one thing you need to do right now is to tell your team that you're learning with them. Even though my rank might be different, I am still learning with you guys. I'm still growing with you guys. You guys look up to me for leadership, but I want you to know that I'm still trying to figure this out too. I think once you do that, the freedom that comes from it is so good. And then there's more unity. There's no, here's my upline and here's my team. You are in there with them. And I would encourage, I love John Maxwell. I have his lessons on leadership, the whole CD case. It's like 24 CDs. And they're about 30 minutes or an hour long. And I heard once that you want to listen to personal growth on audio and repeat it and play it over and over again so you know what they're going to say next. Because what you're doing is you're reprogramming your subconscious. You're thinking different. And that goes back to that Norman Vincent Peale. Your thoughts are going to direct your life, and it gives you a different perspective listening to those leadership CDs.
Yeah, Earl Nightingale talks.
Oh, yes.
In The Strangest Secret that, one, listen until you know what they're going to say next. But it is, and I love that you use the word reprogramming, because throughout adolescence and teenage years and entering into adulthood, we become embittered by life experiences, and we have to reprogram ourselves to think positive, to
Yes.
think of the possibilities. And it's so it's so powerful. And I think that's why he calls it the strangest secret, because once you unlock that,
Yes.
it's like you open the floodgates to possibilities in your life.
Absolutely. Anything, absolutely anything is possible.
Well, is there anything else that I didn't cover that you wanted to? I know that I think I may have asked you, what is a daily method of operation that you use, something that you do every day to work your business?
I would, if I just had to name one thing, I would say your planner is so important. Keep your planner booked with appointments and follow-ups and team calls and, follow the little customers, anything, potentials. That my day starts and ends with my planner.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Jessica. You have truly been a blessing to everybody who's going to be able to watch this. So, and you have been such a blessing in my life. And I know that we met this year, and I was able to have the opportunity to hang out with you on the trips that we went on. And thank you so much for taking your time out to do this.
Absolutely. I love that you're doing this. I can't wait to see them all.
All right. Well, I am going to go ahead and stop the broadcast.
Bye.